Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to my new subscribers. I do have a giveaway that's coming in just a few days. I'm gonna link those videos down below. And like I said, it's a Treasure Art Studio DP, one from a DP from Diamond Art Club, Jennifer Roberts' book, and a diamond painting pen. Yeah, it's a big one. So you'll want to enter that. When I reach 400, I will even have a big one again. And a few things about TSA I want to announce before we begin. Yay! I have been bugging Rachel about gift certificates on Tia's giveaway. I heard her mention there, and I says, well, she don't have it, because last time I talked to her, she said no. So I went and I asked Rachel myself, and she said yes, it's going to be a few days to get it up and going. So keep in mind there will be gift certificates. She says she had to do it. The other thing, there has been so much whining and complaining about the Treasure Art Studios being in black and white, the schematic. Guess what? Rachel heard you. She took what you said, and starting the 26th, when you order a diamond painting from them, it will be in color. So the schematic paper that you get will be in color. Personally, I mean, who cares? You're not doing the thing, but she heard you, and so she is going to do that. My links are all down below. Go check them out. Anything you buy does help my channel out. Helps me do giveaways. And for my new subs, stick around, because I do giveaways every month. I have given away diamond paintings, light pads, all kinds of stuff. That's what I started on my channel, actually, was to do giveaways. The reason I decided to go affiliate is not only to help my channel out, but to give you guys a discount. But they got more than just diamond painting. They got notebooks, they've got bracelets, they bookmarks, notepads, LED lightings, which I got coming to, I ordered. They're like $10 to $15, something like that. So encourage you to check them out. Now, unless you buy $40 worth, I don't get anything, but I don't care. One of the things is I believe in the company, as so I want to support the company. But click on my link anyways. It'll take you there, so you know I sent you. So let's get into what I'm So announcements are over. I thought I would tell you some funny stories from my childhood. I came from a well-to-do, upper-class, working class family. Now, I don't know about you, but I had a nanny named Shirley. From England, no doubt. And I remember I'm scared of dentists. Okay? I will tell you my dentist story after this. Totally scared of dentists. And I shivered. So my mom took me to the dentist and they were pulling teeth or something, so they put me out. Well, coming out of the anesthetic, my mother came in there. I kicked her out. I didn't want her. I wanted my nanny. And my mother, oh, let me tell you about my dentist story. Now I'm an adult. And it's because I'm so afraid. I was married to my first husband we had insurance, paid $2,000, went to the dentist, $3,000 worth of work done on my teeth, okay? $3,000. We had to pay $1,000, and then the insurance paid no, we paid $2,000, the insurance paid $1,000. Anyways, a week after it's done, I made a peanut butter jelly sandwich, and the front tooth just crumbled. Well, when I came to Chula Vista, and I was caring for my grandmother had passed away, I loved her more than I did my own mother. And went to the dentist. They said my teeth had been worked on too many times. What they wanted to do was to remove my uppers and some of my lowers and give me partials. I said, I am not spending any more money trying to save these teeth. I wanted them to pull all my teeth and just give me dentures. Well, he wasn't willing to do that. So I left. Well, let me tell you something. The doctors, dentists in Chula Vista, they don't care. So that's what I did. I made several trips to dentists in Tijuana. Cost me $25 per tooth compared to $300 in the States at the time. And had every single tooth pulled in my head. Now, they wouldn't pull them all at one time. I had to make so they'd pull 3 or 4 of them at a time. And then after the teeth were all gone, I let them heal up, and I went back to the dentist and says, now will you give me dentures? I didn't give them much of a choice. And my mother is no good in an emergency. We lived next door to these people who had a tree house. And you know those ladders that go up, swing sets? That's the ladder they had, and it didn't have a cap, and I was climbing up, and I slipped and fell, and the thing went into my underarm. It ripped out all my skin. I mean, I had no skin. Now, I wasn't crying. It didn't hurt. I went home, found my mother in the bathroom, and I said, hey, Mom, look. So I lifted my arm. She freaked out, and that's when I started crying. When my sister was little, she got excited because we were going to go to West Point. I actually don't remember what it was, but my mother had just cleaned the sliding glass door. Well, let me tell you something. My sister went through that like it was nothing. Ran right through it. The impact actually, when she went through it, it kicked her back out. There was blood everywhere. She grabbed us, and we're heading to the hospital. My mother's in a total panic. My sister's cried, and we're in the back seat saying, is she gonna die? Is she gonna die? Is she gonna die? um, doctor said, well, she don't need no transfusion. Head injuries always bleed worse than what they really are. He just stitched her up. But we owned some property in West Point, California. And we would go camping there, and even at 10, 12 years old, we were just turned loose, you know? And me and my brother found this like go-kart that appeared to be abandoned. So we get on it, and it's real hilly, going downhill, and granted it was like 25 miles an hour. Well, we were going faster that because it was going real down steep. We were passing cars. You should see the looks. You should see the looks of my parents when they got in the car to come look for us. And we passed them on the other side. She wasn't too happy about that. But when I was a child, in fact, I was going to school somewhere near San Ysidro. And the only way I knew how to get home was the way the bus was. And I was a kid that other kids picked on. That's why I'm tough today, and I won't hesitate to fight. And it came down to, I said to him, if you don't stop teasing me, I'm just going to leave school. Well, then it became a dare. What could I do? I already threatened to leave school. I said, well, when the bell rings from recess, I'm going to. The bell rang. I walked past. The teacher's hollering out to me. I ignored her. And I just started to walk home, and I'm going the way the bus goes. And apparently they called the police, and they were out looking for him. Well, they weren't doing a too good job because it was like this little overpass. The cops were going by calling my name, and I stopped and I looked. Now, my mother swears up and down I hid under the bridge. I did not hit under the bridge. I just looked. He went past. I walked all the way home, and I didn't think about my parents being called. And when I got close to home, I took the shortcut that I knew. Coming up on the street, I see my stepfather, which to me was Dad. I started to make a U-turn when I guess I thought, oh yeah, in school everything was fine. And he grabbed me, took me to my grandma's house. Well, the first thing my mother did was hug me. Then she spanked me. And I tell you, if we wanted anything from the house, you go wet to Dad. And see, in our household, there was no such thing as stepdad. As far as I was growing up, I had two dads. I had my dad, who was basically raising me, and then I had my real dad, who lived in Illinois. And he hated to, you had to push him to spank you, and he would often come in there and tell us, girls, okay, now I'm going to spank this bed and hitting this bed, and while I'm doing that, you holler like I'm spanking you. So he'd be hitting that bed, and we'd be fake crying, and so my mom think we were actually being disciplined. Oh, hold on, folks. Okay, I'm coming. I'll be right back, folks. I forgot where I was. Oh, I was talking about my stepdad. Yeah, and I remember one time we were at some friends, and I was actually kind of standing next to Dad, and shoot, where is my pen? Oh, Lord have mercy. Anyways, he was asking who was his kids, and he pointed out me, my two brothers, and my sister, and he goes, no, I mean your kids, not your stepchildren. Oh, Lord have mercy, I thought Dad was going to blow a gasket. He turned to that guy and said, look, in our home we don't use the term stepchildren. These are all my kids. And that was that. Yeah. I might do something silly. Think I could diamond paint with my finger? Let's find out. Yes! I don't need no pen. I got my finger. How about that? It works. Just, oop, picked up too many that time. Yeah. Now my stepmother, me and her didn't get along. Too much jealousy. Way too much, too much, too much. But I remember as a kid, my mother and I were not close at all. And I remember I told her when I was 7, and I look at it, it was kind of cruel. I told her I didn't like her, and I didn't want to live with her, that I wanted to live with my dad. And I told her, I says, at 13 I can go live with him and you can't stop me. Well, it came my 13th birthday, and my father, bio father, let's put it that way, and that's what I'll refer to him, lived in Illinois. Granite City, Illinois, the stinkiest town you ever did see. And so visitations was like it was my turn. I would fly up there, I would spend all summer, then come back. And then the next time it was my brother's turn. My sister never did get a turn, but anyways, I went up there when I was 14 for the summer, and I just flat out refused to come back. I just wouldn't come back. Wrote my mother a letter, told her I was living with my dad. I went to my dad, asked him to fight for custody of me. He said, what he told me then, at that time, he says, as long as she doesn't throw a fit, we're not going to do that, but if she does, it tries to force me to send you back, he says, I will then file suit. Well, she never did. She never called. My stepmother was really, really jealous. I had no rules. I remember at school up in Illinois, I was in junior high, last year junior high I think it was, yeah. And I used to talk a lot in class, and the teacher says, well, I'll call you, threatened to call my dad. I told him to go ahead, call my dad. He ain't gonna do nothing. All he'll do is tell me not to talk in class again. So you go right ahead. Well, he did. And my father mentioned it at dinner table. I says, oh, I didn't realize I was talking so loud. And that was the end of it. I don't ever remember him spanking me. He kind of let me run wild. I had no curfew. I think the reason I got home and it didn't really come an issue was, even though I didn't have any curfew, my friends did, and I hung around the good kids. I didn't hang around with the bad kids. So even though I didn't have a curfew, they did. So what's that mean? That meant when they had to go home, there was nothing for me to do, so I'd go home too. And when it came to the boy issue, their attitude was, I could have a boy over to visit. They would go in their room and let me visit with him privately, but they had to be in the house. And I couldn't take them to my room, of course, but we could talk to them at the kitchen table or in the living room. I never did fight any boys over there. See, I'm talking to you and I'm actually using my fingers because I can't find my damn pen. I had it. Oh, God. I'm going to have to search for it. Anyways, I'll just do it with my fingers. Oh, I'll tell you when I shot somebody. You want that story? I was living with my mother at the time. Our house, there was a dry riverbed, and there was a rope with a tire on it, and the kid was up on there, and I'm walking on the other side. He is pushed, and he puts his legs out, and I got knocked down. When I went home, my brother get this BB gun. He says, shoot him, shoot him, shoot him. I said, no. He said, no, go ahead, shoot him. So I figure, okay, I'll scare him. Well, I get that BB gun. I pop my head over the fence, and they see me in there, and I fired. I didn't even aim. I just fired 2 shots. Well, apparently those shots did not miss. I got the guy just above the head in the chest. Yeah, the police were called. By that time, my mother got home. So the cop tells me, and they handle things differently in those days. Said I had to apologize. I says, I'm not apologizing. You can take me to juvie. I don't care. I'm not sorry. I'm not going to apologize. This is what he did. I told him what he did. I says, why should I apologize? So the cop turned to the guy. The guy looked at the cop. I says, he has to apologize first. And he did. He apologized first. They took the BB gun, but nobody was taken to juvenile hall. Nobody was taken to jail. I was put on restriction. But yeah, that cop was telling me I had to tell that guy I was sorry. I shot him in the head, the chest with the BB gun, and I said, no, I ain't tell him I'm sorry. I just wasn't gonna do it. Anyway, since I lost my pen and I'm trying to diamond paint with my fingers here, I'm going to go ahead and end this chat. So check out the links, go pay him a visit, and I will talk to you later. Bye-bye.